Hello everyone. Today's topic is the continuation of our last class. I hope you are remembering. In last class we have studied about the methods of health education. And today's topic is methods and models of health education or methods and media of health education. Our health education involves so many types and varieties of presenting the health education. So let's move to the topic. Our methods and media of health education mainly involves audio visual aids. These audio visual aids stand for audio means hearing, visual means seeing, aids mean devices. So these are the words which symbolizes the meaning what this audio visual aids stand for. Let's see the definition. Let's see the introduction. Audiovisual aids comprises of three words: audio, visual and audiovisual aids. Audiovisual aids play an important role in making the teaching and learning process more interesting, effective and permanent. Audiovisual materials can help bringing the world into classroom. Audiovisual aids provide powerful force in learning process. So as I said, the health education involves various methods and varieties to present the topic to the people. So this audiovisual aids help us to to include the teaching and learning process and to make it very efficient for the people to learn. Then let's see the definition. So here are almost 4 definitions from different authors and different books. So first definition is: an audiovisual aid is an instructional device in which the message can be heard as well as seen. So as I said, audio means you can listen, visual means you can see. So it can be a device which will help the person to present his message and it will allow others to hear it. Then the next definition: audio-visual aids are those sensory objects or images which initiate or stimulate and reinforce learning. It is according to Burton. The next definition: audio-visual aids are those aids which help in completing the triangular process of learning, that is motivation, classification and stimulation. It is according to Carter V. Good. Then the next definition: audiovisual aids are any device which can be used to make the learning experience more concrete, more realistic and more dynamic. This is according to Kinder S. James. So, the health education methods will involve so many types and it can be presented through this audio-visual aids which can be very simpler and more easier to learn and present to the peoples. So, now let's see the purpose and importance of AV aids. AV aids is nothing but audio visual aids. So how it is helpful and how it is important. It is very effective in teaching. Then look, listen and learn. You can look and then you can listen and you can learn. It can be simplest form. Then interesting. It creates interest to the people to listen. Then experience. It allows the person to experience the situation and tell us how to overcome it by listening and learning. Then the next is newness. It will help us to know the new matters or new happenings in the world. Then attention and concentration. The health education methods are how much attractive. It will help the person to create attention. Then stimulate correct thinking. It helps us to get correct knowledge. Then learning field trip. Learning field trip is nothing but the people move around and try to gather the information. The next is dramatize the experience. You will try to perform a drama and you will try to express your views and ideas. So these were the purposes and importance of AV aids. Now let's see the characteristics. Characteristics of AV aids. What should the AV aids follow? It is intelligence level, that is the person who is going to use AV should have proper knowledge about the AV aids. Then latest information. All the AV should carry the latest information about the topic that you are going to present. Then cheap. It should not be very costly. It should be a cheap material and at the same time it is helpful to the people. Then purposeful. It should have a particular purpose of serving. That is, whatever you are using AV8, it should be serving the important matter, and it is in cheap quality, or you can say it is cheap and it is not consuming much of your money. Then simple, it should not be very hi-fi, you can say it should be in simple material and simple words. Then meaningful, whatever you are telling to the people should have correct meaning, or you should have proper meaning. Then improvised means it should be proper, no wrong source should be present for your AV8s. Then appropriate size, whatever the size of AV8s are followed, you should follow that appropriate size. It should not be according to your will. Then portable, that is, you can be easy to carry from here to there, or if you are moving from one place to another, you can easily carry your AV8. So these were the characteristics that you are going to follow. Now let's see the principles. What are the principles of AV8? So the first principle is selection, second is preparation, third is presentation, fourth is handling, fifth is response, and sixth is evaluation. So these principles comprises of methods how you are going to use and what you are going to do in AV8. So let's see the first principle. Selection, principle of selection. How you are going to select your AV8 for your health education. Appropriate to the age level, grade level, and other characteristics of the learner. So whom you are going to present your health education, according to that you have to select your AV8 so it can attract the people's attention. Then interesting and motivating. It should create interest among the people, and at the same time it should motivate them. Then true representatives of the real things. Whatever things you are using, it should be true and you are owning it. That is, it is your effort in preparing the AV8s. Then realization of desired learning objects. Whatever you are preparing, it should be realized that it is of appropriate size and containing good material and true information for giving to the people. Then let's move to the second principle. Principles of preparation. Principles of preparation means all the AV8s have their certain rules. So you should follow the rules while preparing your AV8. So first is, now let's see the headings under it. Locally available material should be used. The teacher should receive some training in the preparation of aids. Students may be associated in the preparation of aids. So whatever materials are available locally, you should use that materials. Then the teacher, whoever is teaching, should have some training and knowledge about the AV8s. Then next, principles of presentation. As I told, each and every AV8 has its own rule. So there is also rule for presentation. So you should carefully follow the presentation rule. Can carefully visualize the use of teaching aid before their actual presentation. Familiarity between the use and manipulation of the aids, handle with care, proper display of aids. So you should properly display your AV8s, and it should be easily, and simple words should be used for telling to the people of present. Before the presentation, you should prepare well for your topic. The next is handling. Handling is nothing but you should carefully handle your equipments or AV8s, whatever you are carrying to the place for presenting your topic. That is, safe storing arrangement, facilitate their lending. So you should be carefully handling your AV8s. The next is response. You should have proper response from the people whom you are going to give health education. Teachers guide the students to respond activity. Whatever activity you are taking part, it should be properly handled. Then evaluation. Evaluation is the most important part of every health education. That is to take feedback from the people whomever you are going to give your health education. Now let's move to the classification. There is a huge classification for audio-visual aids. So here see the classification. It is divided into three, as I told before: audio aids, visual aids, audio-visual aids. So under audio aids, it is radio, tape recorder, public address system, telephone. Then visual aids is divided into projected and non-projected. Under projected, slides, film strip, opaque projection, overhead projection. Then under non-projected, chalkboard, bulletin board, picture and photograph, flannelgraph, flashcards, flip chart, poster, map, specimen, model, diagram. Then under audiovisual aids, it is again divided into two, projected and non-projected. Under projected, it is motion pictures, video, satellite TV, then teleconferencing, multimedia, computer. Then under non-projected, drama, puppet show, folk, songs, talking dolls, etc. So before topic, we have already seen about the puppets, dramas, folk songs, etc. to present the ideas and views of health education. So today we will be seeing mainly about the visual aids. It is a part of our health education because we are using all these techniques for presenting the health education. So let's see the projected aids in visual aids. So first is slide projector. A slide is a small piece of transparent material on which a single pictorial image or scene, graphic image has been photographed or reproducing. Otherwise, the arrangement slide in proper sequence according to proper topic is an important aspect of teaching. A teacher is imaginatively and creative to make the best use of them. So, as the word says, slide. So, it is a slide projector in which you will be arranging your topics according to serial, and then you will be displaying on the screen one by one according to your topic. Now, let's see the advantages. They can be projected in partially darkened room, thus facilitating further classroom teaching interesting. So, as I told, it is a slide and it will be projected in front of you. So, for this we need a dark room and a screen where the slides will be projected. Then they are convenient aids of making classroom teaching interesting. So, as they will be dark in the room, so it will create interest for others. Then the slide repeated use is quite cheaper. Whatever we are using in this slide, it is of cheap cost. They save the time of teacher and in the same time they save your time. Then disadvantages, they are comparatively expensive, they easily dirty, they require skill in operation. The teacher may not have eye contact or direct interaction with the student. So it is telling that they are comparatively expensive. From other things, it is little expensive. Then it will easily get dirty. Then whoever is going to use the slide projector should know how to handle the slide projector. He or she should know how to operate the projector. Then the next is overhead projector. We can also say OHP. A projector having a flat transparent top on which a sheet-like transparency is placed and an overhead mirror reflects on the transparent to a screen. So it is a flat, means you can say it is a machine which has a flat surface on which you are placing your transparency. Transparency is nothing but a transparent sheet in which you will be writing down your materials, and that will be placed on that flat surface which will be projecting on a white wall, or you can say on a white sheet where you can have your study material. This is called OHP or overhead projector. Let's see how you are going to prepare the OHP. Preparation and storing of OHP film. OHP transparency film, that is acetate sheet, should be 8.5 into 11 or 10 into 10. Then place in lining paper 6 mm grit sheet beneath a acetate sheet. So whenever you are using acetate sheet, you should place a line sheet below the acetate sheet. Use letter style, 6 mm for text and 9 mm for titles. So whatever letters you are using, if you are going to give heading, you should use 9 mm, and if you are writing the content under that, you should use 6 mm. Then use capital letters for titles. So what title you are going to give, you should use capital letters for titling. Then use one lettering style. Whatever style you are following, you should have all same. One style should be followed in the whole sheet. Store them flat, clean and interlocked with paper. So after writing, you have to cover it with the paper to protect it from dirt. These were the preparation. Now let's see the advantages. It can be used in fairly lighted room. Then materials projected can be changed easily and quickly. Particularly suited for complex diagram, charts and illustrations. Can build up information point by point through the use of overlaps. So fairly lighted room can be used. If the room is having light, there is no problem with the overhead projector. Then it can be easily projected on the wall, and it can be easy for you to present your topic, especially diagrams and charts, which can be drawn on a small material and it can be displayed on the board. And let's see the disadvantage. A blow bulb or power failure can spoil all your hard work. So it has a disadvantage. Whenever there will be a current problem, electricity problem, so you will be not able to have your presentation. Then image quality can also be a problem. If you are not having a proper surface, then it will have problem with the image. Then can be disorienting to manipulate transparencies or projector plate. It can disorientate also if the transparencies are not proper. Then the next is PowerPoint presentation. We are all aware of PowerPoint presentations. It is LCD, liquid crystal display panel, or it is a very popular and alternative to OHP. Advantages of PowerPoint presentations are interesting and motivating for students, easy to present and maintain eye contact with a large audience, can combine text, graphics and multimedia content to create professional presentations. So we are all aware of actually what is PowerPoint presentation is. We have all seen in our schools and colleges, and it is very easily to express our views, ideas, which can be in letters, diagrams or whatever you want to present. It can be easily transformed in PowerPoint presentation. Then let's see the disadvantage. Time consuming for teachers. It is little time consuming because it takes so much time to prepare. Then technical faults. If there is something power supply issue, it will your all data will be lost. Some animations will not be supported by all systems. So some animations or some particular things which is not supported in the system, you cannot upload it to the PowerPoint presentation. Speaker creates slides so that they have something to present rather than outlining, organizing and focusing on their message. So the person who is creating PowerPoint presentation usually focuses on the matter what he is going to present, not the out of the box things. Now let's see the non-projected aids. This non-projected aids, the first one is chalkboard or blackboard. Chalkboard and blackboard we all are using from our childhood. Even we were having small chalkboard for writing when we were small. So let's see. A blackboard or chalkboard is a slightly abrasive writing surface made by wood, ply, hardboard, cement, ground glass, asbestos, etc. with black, green or bluish green paint on it. White chalk sticks are generally used for writing on the board. So this is what actually chalkboard is. Then let's see the bulletin board. Bulletin board is nothing but a board, you can say simple board where all the informations are going to be pinned up. It will be used for both informational and education purposes. Bulletin board we can mostly see in offices or outside the offices or in principal's cabin, where the small materials are going to be pinned on the bulletin board where all come and have a look over it. Then let's see the advantages of bulletin board. Bulletin board works as a good supplementation to normal classroom teaching. It can be also helpful in normal classroom teaching where there is no other equipments for presenting your topic. So you can use bulletin board for the information purpose. Then bulletin boards arouse students' interest in specific objects. It helps students to create their interest. Then bulletin board displays can be effectively used as follow-up of chalkboard work. Then bulletin board add color and liveliness to the classroom as they have decorative value along with the education value. Then bulletin board display can be used to introduce a topic as well as to review it. So as I told, it is when there is no other equipments available, you can use bulletin board. Plus it is little colorful, so it will create interest among the listeners, those who are sitting and listening, mainly students. Then as you are using bulletin board, so your study materials will be intact on it, and after finishing you can have a review on it. This is what advantages of bulletin board is. Now let's see the disadvantages. Bulletin board cannot be used for all inclusive teaching. You cannot use for all the teachings. Then it has to be used only as a supplementary aid. Supplementary aid means additional. You can use it as an additional equipment for your presenting of your health education. Then at times the collection of relevant material of certain specific topics may be difficult. You cannot get all your topics on your bulletin board, so it can also create some difficulties. Arranging the display material is a challenging task for the teacher as it requires artistic and creative potentiality. So you cannot have all your arrangements of display on the bulletin board. It will create some chaos, or it can create your confusion for arranging the material. So it is the biggest disadvantage. If not used properly, may fail in its purpose to convey the central theme. So if your bulletin board is not used properly, or you are not using it properly to present your ideas, so you can fail in conveying your ideas to the people. Let's see the next. Next is picture. Picture are those commonly available graphic aids. Pictures include photographs, paintings, illustration clips from periodical like magazines, newspapers, newsletter, publicity materials and calendars. So we all know picture we get in magazines, newspapers. So these pictures are nothing but it helps us to convey our message to the others. Then let's see the flannel board. Flannel board is a material which is used for conveying our ideas in the form of picture. A flannel board is a display board made of wood, cardboard or straw board covered with colored flannel or woolen cloth. Display material like the cut-outs, pictures, drawing and light objects backed with rough surface like sand strips, flannel strips, etc. So it is a hard surface. You can say it is like something like bulletin board, but it has little color on the board, and it is used for presenting the pictures in a sequence. Let's see the advantages of flannel board. Flannel board are inexpensive, easily made from local material. Then they are flexible, dynamic, portable, convenient and reusable, easily maintained and transported to remote areas. Prepared figures can be used in various other presentations. It is ideal for showing sequence of events and reviewing lesson. Hold attention of students and attractive if properly used, can be adopted for group participation. So this flannel board can be easily transported from here to there. Then it creates attention because it is colorful and can create the attention of the students. It helps you to summarize your class and have review of it. Then it can be used in any of the group participation. Let's see the disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? Require considerable advanced preparation. So you should be advanced prepared for a flannel board. Then artistic ability is required in making homemade figures. You should have great artistic value. Then can be used for small group. May create confusion if sequence of pictures is changed. So as I told, you will be using pictures in the flannel board. If the sequence of the picture is changed, so it may create confusion for you. Then not useful for abstract learning. It is not useful for small learning. Next is flashcard, the most important one. All of the students will be using flashcards in their study time, mainly in nursing. So let's see what are the main points of flashcard. What should be the size and what should be the numbering you should be using. Flashcards are small cards of generally 25 into 30 centimeter or in inches, 10 into 12 inches size, which are shown for few moments before the class or group to send across a message or impart an idea. Flashcards would be used along with the other graphic aids to make the lesson effective. So the size of a flashcard should be 25 into 30 or 10 into 12 inches, and then it is shown in front of the group to present your ideas to the people. Now let's see the preparation of flashcard. Cut a chart paper and cut it into 4 equal parts to get the flashcards. So take a chart paper and cut into 4 equal parts and then measure 25 into 30 centimeter and cut it out. Write the content on it, and it should be large enough. Whatever content you are writing on your flashcard, it should be large enough so that it could be visible to the people. It is advisable to make a rough card on an ordinary paper first and then transfer. So it is said that whatever you are going to write on the flashcard, first you should write it roughly so that you can copy from that rough paper on your flashcard. Use color to make it attractive. You can use color to make your flashcards attractive. Color in the sense, whatever you are going to write on the flashcard, you are going to stick on the flashcard, it should be colorful. Number of cards should be 10 to 12 in a set. So the one set flashcard can be 10 to 12 sheets. The one set of flashcards should contain 10 to 12 sheets of flashcards. Then let's see the using the flashcard, how you should use. Give a brief introduction about lesson to the students. When you're going to give a health education by using flashcard, you should give it briefly. Then you flash the cards in front of the class by holding it high with both your hands so that all the students can see it. So whenever you're going to present your flashcard, you should hold it with your in front of yourself, and you should make sure that all of the people are able to see your flashcard so that you can present your topic to them. Then add more information to the students' response. So whenever you are presenting a flashcard, you should respond to the students according to their queries. Now let's move to the charts. Charts is defined as a visual aid which depicts pictorial and written key information in systematic way to summarize, compare. So all of us are knowing what is actually chart, and it is also used for presenting the health education topics. So let's see, there are also certain rules for using the flashcard. So let's see how we can use flashcards in health education. Standard chart paper in sizes is 19 to 60 centimeter and 17 to 55 centimeter. Then the size of letters, title should be 2.5 inch. Whatever you are going to write a heading on it, that is whatever the title you are using on the chart paper should be 2.5 inch. Then subtitles and heading should be 1 and 1/3 inch. Space between lines should be 1 and 2 inches. So these are the size of the chart, and the letters you are going to write on it should also have the measurements. Then let's see preparation. What is the preparation of charts? Based on objectives. So our chart should be prepared on the basis of objectives. The layout should be balanced and should use the space effectively. Title of the chart should be simple, short, clear and impressive. So whatever you're going to write on the chart should be simple, short and clear. You can say it can be in one word. Then one chart should convey just one idea or one principle. So you should not write too many things on one chart. It should include only one particular topic. Then charts crowded with information are less effective. So if you are going to write so many things on the chart, it will not be so interesting for the people to listen. Then next, light color chart paper should be used. You should use light color chart paper because you are going to write the matter on the chart paper. So you should use a light color. Then simple hand-drawn charts with non-decorative lettering are more effective. Simple chart you should use. Then involve students in making chart. Chart should be visible to every pupil in the class. Use a pointer. A chart should give neat appearance. So whenever you are going to present your chart, you should use a pointer for explaining your title to the pupils. Now let's see the advantages. What are the advantages of charts? Charts are an effective tool for learning. It is good for learning. Then they arouse interest in the student. They help in creating interest among the people. They are prepared in very low cost. It is very cheap. They are portable and available for use and reuse. So it is very easy to carry from one place to another, and you can also reuse for the next purpose. Then they are easily prepared and maintained. They are used to explain, clarify and simplify the complicated subject matter. Then they attract attention and reduce the amount of verbal explanation. So these are the advantages. Let's see the disadvantages. Charts cannot be used for a large group. They cannot be used for illiterate audience. So as you are going to write on the chart papers, so those who are illiterate, it is not at all helpful to those peoples. Now let's see the posters. Posters are nothing but diagrammatic representations of our topics. Posters are simple graphic visual aid which conveys single idea or single subject. Let's see the principles of poster making. Not more than 5 words is best. So in the poster you cannot use more than a 5 word, so that it is good in visualization. You can easily visualize the poster, so you can only use 5 words. Then too many words should not be used on a paper. You cannot write too many words. A poster must tell its story at a glance, hence illustration and captions must be large enough. So whenever you're going to draw your poster, you should be conveying the message in one glance. You should able to identify the poster in one watch. Then next is bold, simple style letters will be easy to read. Expressive letters also can be used to attract attention and to convey the idea. So whatever you're going to write on the posters, it should be bold, style and colorful, so that it can create attention. Then black or yellow is recognized to be the most striking combination. So whenever you're going to write in the chart paper, whenever you're going to make posters, you should remember black or yellow is the most recognizable colors. Then letters should be eligible and of proper size. You should use a proper letter size so that it can be visible to others. This usually confirms the paper size available, such as 10 into 15, 15 into 20, 20 into 30, etc. This can be used horizontally or vertically. This is the poster size used. Now let's see the diagrams. Diagram is a simplified drawing of an object, product, appliance or process to explore finer points of the same. A diagram is made to show relations with the help of lines and symbols without the elements. Diagram is nothing but the pictorial presentation of the elements in which you are going to see the different pointers which will be symbolizing the diagram. The next is pamphlet. Pamphlet is paper can be folded into 2 or 5. The matter will be printed either single-sided or both-sided. So pamphlets are used for displaying the ideas. It can also be used in health education. It can have 2 foldings or it can have 5 foldings. Then next is leaflet. Leaflet sheet of paper folded to make full page of printed matters on single slide. So it is also used for presenting the ideas. It can be single sheet which can be folded or it can be unfolded also, and it is used for expressing our ideas. A pamphlet or leaflet should be colorful, attractive, illustrated with pictures, then simple and precise, informative, self-explanatory and useful. So this is what you can say characteristics of pamphlet and leaflet should be. It should be colorful and very attractive in expressing your ideas. Let's see the advantages. They are highly economic, flexible, portable. Facilitates individualized learning, can be reported in any language, stimulate interest on the part of the learner. The advantage of leaflet and pamphlet is that you can use all the languages on this, and it is easily to carry, it is inexpensive, it is cheap and easily conveys the matter whatever you are going to express. Then disadvantages, it cannot be used by illiterates, it cannot be preserved for a long time, receiving feedback from all those is not possible. So as I told, it will be difficult for the illiterates to study the material, then it cannot be stored for the long time. Now let's see the handouts. The hosting of a session is a simple sheet. In a single sheet, use simple clear language with short sentences. If needed, sketches, graphs should be drawn and labeled. Give titles and subtitles under the heading. So handout is nothing but a sheet of paper where all your ideas or all your matters are written on it, and it help you to explain your matter in a small way in the form of handouts. Then models. Models are nothing but the present, you can say it is the way in which you are going to express your topics. A model is a recognizable representation of a real thing three-dimensionally. Height, weight and depth are left as a reality. This makes the understanding of the things easy and better. So it is three-dimensional figure where you are going to explain the matter to the people. Advantages of models are help in stimulating a real situation. Then the size can be adjusted as needed. Distance and time do not become an limitation. it gives the learner visual, tactic and oral stimuli which increase the learning experience. It can explain the concept, structure and working of parts. It enables to have a correct concept of an object. Working model will secure immediate attention and serve as motivation to learn. So your model is nothing but it is helping people to create their attention, stimulate their learning power. Then it helps to it helps you to conduct your knowledge to other peoples, and it is easy for others to grab the material. Disadvantages is models are quite costly, then need more storage space. They are usually useful only for teaching small groups, require skills and talent to prepare. So it is little costly, it cannot be stored in a small area. Then we should be very careful in handling the models. We all know what actually tape recorder it is. Tape recorder is used for recording our voice, which is used for you can say for conveying message to other peoples. So here are some disadvantages. Tape recorder. Tape recorder is commonly available aid which are economically to use as recording, can be erased and tape reuse. So it can be erased and reused again and again. It is being common in household equipment. The tape recorder is easy to operate as it is only few controls. So it is easily or you can say you can operate it easily. It has no big task. Then tape recorder provide flexibility for the teacher to edit and evaluate materials. So whatever the teaching materials are stored in a tape recorder, it can be easily edited and can be used for teaching. On the spot event can be recorded and played at an appropriate time for classroom instructions. So it can be recorded at before time and it can be used at the time of teaching. Then tape recorder can make lesson enjoyable when used along with the other visual aids. So if you are using it with other visual aids, it can create interest among the persons or among the students. For teaching music, phonics, oral reading, poetry and recitation, etc. So for these purposes, your tape recorders can be used. Then certain disadvantage may not be possible in every setting. You cannot use it everywhere. Individual ability may not be evaluated by the teacher. So you cannot know only by listening whether the individual is capable or not. Eye-to-eye contact is not there. In tape recorder, you cannot have eye-to-eye contact with the person. It is difficult for teacher to control the classroom. It will seek less attention of the students. So at some time it can create chaos among the students, and students will not find attention in listening to the voice. The next is radio. The most common form of public education and entertainment is radio. The radio mission serve as vital agency of mass education if used effectively. We all know radio help us to convey a great number of information to the people, and it is worldwide possible in a large area. Then let's see the advantages. Increase in skill in listening, good for mass education, effective for distance education. A good radio lessons can be recorded for use at an appropriate time. So these are the advantages. And then let's see the disadvantages. The radio program may or may not be heard by students. So the radio has one disadvantage, that if you are not going to listen it on time, so it cannot be have another display. Then the program may not seek attention as the person is not having eye-to-eye contact. So while listening to the radio, you are not having eye-to-eye contact, so you will not get attention in listening to the topic. Then the person isn't able to assess the ability of the student. So same thing, if you are not going to see the students, so one cannot assess your ability. So these were the disadvantages of radio. So in today's topic, we have seen the different medias, what is used for giving health education to the people, mainly audio visual aids, that is helping in presenting our health education topic to the people, or you can say help us to communicate to the people with different methods. So at last, thank you for listening it.